When people call an ambulance in Victoria, they expect to get a response in a timely manner. At the moment we're seeing more and more delays, and one of the biggest reasons for that is hospital ramping. Hospital ramping is when we get to hospital and we need a bed for our patient, but there's not a hospital bed available, so we're literally ramped up in the corridors, sometimes still treating our patients, waiting for the hospital bed to become available.
Last night we spent 2.5 hours waiting on a stretcher at Footscray.
I've waited up to 6 hours at hospital with a patient on a stretcher.
I've spent 3 hours at the Royal Melbourne waiting for a bed.
Longest I've been ramped at hospital would be 9 hours, and that was at the Monash.
5 hours at the Austin.
Been ramped at the Royal Melbourne for 4.5 hours once.
I've been at hospital where there have been 14 other crews ramped on stretcher and unable to respond to other cases.
I've seen 10 crews ramped up at the Royal Melbourne Hospital.
I've seen maybe 9 or 10 crews at the Royal Melbourne at any one time.
I've seen up to 10 crews at the Royal Melbourne before.
14 at the Royal Melbourne.
Be Dandenong, and I think I saw 13 trucks there all waiting in the corridors at that stage.
Been at the Royal Melbourne with 8 crews queued up.
I've seen up to 12 at the Austin and 10 at the Royal Melbourne.
The danger for patients is that when they ring an ambulance, a lot of the resources are tied up, which obviously means there's less available to attend to the jobs that we need to. When there's less available units, it just means that people are coming from a further distance, it creates time delays to get there, and people who need an ambulance aren't getting one as quickly as they should.
It takes all the resources out of the area and we can't respond.
The government's not doing anything to fix it. They say they are, but there's been no change.
Hospital ramping's just continuously gotten worse and worse and worse, especially over the last 2 years.
Until ramping times are made a priority of this government, people are going to have to continue to wait longer and longer for an ambulance response.
So if hospital ramping doesn't get fixed and response times aren't fixed, then ultimately it's the patient who has to suffer.